Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra. I am preacher of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and today I am going to talk about Sri Aurbindo Ghosh and how he motivated himself from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by S.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple. And I would have to say Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but in true sense, pure book of the science and humanity. And I am trying to propagate a humanity on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into how Aurbindo Ghosh inspired from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Aurbindo Ghosh, he was one of the earliest and the greatest revolutionary in Indian freedom struggle. He was one of the earliest and greatest revolutionaries in Indian freedom struggle, and he was learned visionary and enigmatic personality. He was a visionary and also enigmatic personality. According to him, India was subjected to colonizations in the absence of the dauntless and also still-nerved leader who would take a risk and fight for the nation. Still-nerved leader who would take a risk and fight for the nation. And he was of the firm belief that the only way to freedom was through the release of individuals from their lowest nature and transcending them into the blissful divinity, only divinity, only spirituality. And unless we are not living to make a discrimination on the basis of the caste, on the basis of the individuality, unless we are not living our individual effort as well as a collective effort, each and every person must have to come forward and also take a part in the Indian freedom struggle. Unless this won't happen, India will never get a freedom. So this is what he believed, and this is actually he got the idea from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So divinity is required. So divine of the soul, we have to consider. He clearly stated we have to consider the each and every individual soul. So Aurbindo Ghosh believed that. Aurbindo Ghosh Dada believed that each and every individual must have to effort in Indian freedom struggle, and each and every individual has a soul. Individual soul has a some kind of liberty, some kind of freedom to take a part, to make a decision, and put a best effort in Indian freedom struggle. And he said can be very well learned from Gita. Actually, he learned from Gita. He retreated the message of Gita into the elevations of India and salvation of the humanity, and in his beautiful essay on the Gita and its secret, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and its secret. Actually, Aurbindo Ghosh, he wrote an essay, and in this particular essay he mentioned the Gita and Srimad Bhagavad Gita's secret. Gita and its secret. A certain class of the mind shrink from the aggressiveness as if it were a sin. Certain class of mind shrink into aggressiveness as if it were in a sin. And it is an error we repeat to the think that spirituality is a thing divorced from the life. Spirituality is a thing which divorced from the life. Spirituality which divorced from the life. And until and unless we are not able to understand the soul of each and every individual one, India will never get freedom. So each and every individual one must have to put his best effort to make India free from the British Empire. And it is an error to think that the height of the religions are above the struggle of this world. The height of religion, it's an error to think. It's error to think that the height of the religion are above the struggle of this world. The recurrent cry of Lord Krishna to Arjuna insists on the struggle and fight and overthrow the opponents. Fight and overthrow. So this is what he believed. It's something like Hatva praptasya swargam chitva bhoksasyami mahima tasmada uttishta kante yuddham kuru nishchaya. If you get lost in this particular battlefield, then you will get a heavenly planet. If you lose this war, then you will get a heavenly planet. And if you conquer this battlefield, then you will have a heavenly kingdom of Kauravas. So get up and fight for this war. Stand up and fight for this war. For sake of fighting, you just have to fight. हत्वा प्राप्तस्य स्वर्गम जित्वा भोक्ष्यामि महिम तस्माद उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धम कुरु निश्चय. This is what Aurobindo Ghosh believe. And in the Indian freedom struggle, each and every person must have to stand up for Indian freedom struggle and fight against opponent. Opponent would be whoever, doesn't matter for anybody's, but he or she has to fight for his or her right. So give up all work to me and a heart full of the spirituality and free from the craving and free from the selfish claim and fight. Let the fever of the soul pass from thee. The Gita inspired to his visionary. So Gita inspired, how Shrimad Bhagavad Gita inspired to Aurobindo Ghosh. And Aurobindo Ghosh learned many things. Aurobindo Ghosh talked about Karma Yoga. Aurobindo Ghosh talked about Bhakti Yoga. Aurobindo Ghosh talked about Sankhya Yoga and also Jnana Yoga. And from the Jnana Yoga, self-realization, the science of self-realization was required to understand each and every individual soul. Each and every person, whether upper caste or lower caste, whether Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya तथा Sudra, each and every person must have to come forward and take a part in Indian freedom struggle. Otherwise, India will never overcome from this particular situation. This is what he believed at that time. And even he stated, he followed one of the verses of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita which he liked the most. Klebhyam masmagam parthane tattva upapadyate Sudram Radaya Dobalya Takto Uttishta Parantapa Takto Uttishta Parantapa. Hey Parantapa, just stand up and fight this war. Whoever your opponent, doesn't matter for you. Just fight for sake of fighting and for the dharma, for the religion. You just have to fight. For the rights you have to fight. In order to protect the next progenitor, next generation, you just have to fight. In order to protect your culture and your divinity, your spirituality, you just have to fight. This is what Aurobindo Ghosh believed. And Aurobindo Ghosh believed about each and every individual soul. Even he stated, just surrender unto one God, that is Krishna. If you really want to surrender, then surrender unto Lord Krishna. It's something like Sarva dharman parityajante mame ekam sarnam vajraha aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami ma sulaha. Means abandon your all religious practices. He clearly stated, abandon your all religious practices and just surrender unto Lord Krishna. He will give you salvation and make you free from your all kind of sinful activities. So you don't have to fear. So this is what Aurobindo Ghosh believed. And Aurobindo Ghosh also stated, when it comes to caste-based discrimination and when it comes to each and every individual effort or collective responsibility, at that time he stated, Samoham sarva bhutesu nami dveshanti. He recited one of the best verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He clearly recited, Samoham sarva bhutesu nami dveshanti nami priyah yo bhajanti tu mama bhaktani mahite tesu chapyah. Mahite tesu chapyah, he clearly stated from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He clearly stated, Mahite tesu chapyah. Means I am equal to everyone. I am neither envious nor partial to anyone. I am equal to each and every individual, but the person who has surrendered to me, that person is very dear to me. The person who has rendered services in my devotion, that particular devotee is very dear to me. This is what Lord Krishna stated. So this is what Aurobindo Ghosh believed. And this is the most inspirational verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita which motivated to Aurobindo Ghosh, and he motivated to other people to participate in the battle as well as in the Indian freedom struggle. Actually, Indian freedom struggle was a battle like a Kurukshetra Mahabharata. So he urged to all the people to participate in Indian freedom struggle. And how he motivated from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this is how he motivated. So I hope you all can understand. If you have any question, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.